Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Talking about topics and stuff. Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam podcast. Who? What? Where? Why?
Good evening and welcome to Absolute Bedlam podcast. I think this is episode 165. I've been doing this for 2 years straight. I don't even know what fucking planet I'm on anymore. So, welcome Mr. Mega Mike. How's it going? You alright?
It's going amazing. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm absolutely loving life at the moment. I couldn't really be happier, if I'm completely honest. Which is quite rare nowadays for someone to be so happy. And the views on this are going nuts. The listens on this are going nuts. And everything seems to be taking off really well. So yeah, I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fantastic. So, Mega Mike. We've got Twitch streamer, drummer, Pokemon collector, Pokemon trainer. Have I missed anything? Because you do a lot.
I mean, I do a lot on stream, but I mean, I think I'm mostly known for as a drummer, you know? Like, that's really, and that's, I mean, I'm not really even that known, I would say, you know? I've developed a name now over the last year on Twitch, you know, but, like, I haven't, like, you know, I haven't drummed in any, like, big national bands or anything like that. I've never been on, like, a tour, even. I've only drummed, like, locally in like my area, in like a tri-state area kind of. Yeah, so I mean, I've just really, that's what I'm known for, I think, is like anyone that's known of me, they know me as Mega Mike, and that I play drums, you know.
That's it. There we go. So I like to start these things at the beginning, and then we'll get on to your success on Twitch and behind the kit in a bit. So how was school for you, Mike? Can you remember? How did you find it?
Oh yeah, school for me was probably not the best. I won't say it was the worst, but it wasn't the best. There was a time where, like, you know, there's some kids that move back and forth. I only did that like once, you know, where I was born here in Spokane, where I live now. I moved about 2.5 hours south when I was like 6 or 7. So that's like, you know, what, kindergarten, first grade. So that was like the start of my schooling. I remember I was really liking it here, and then had to move, meet new friends and all that at, you know, really young age. And it took a while for me to, like, you know, get like a friend group. You know, I didn't really fit in with like the jocks, didn't fit in with like the nerds or this group, that, you know, everyone's got the groups, you know. I kind of fit in with everyone, you know, being, I don't know, I guess who I am, musician. So like it took a while for me to get comfortable in school with like people and within myself and all that. Then once I did, you know, I think, you know, I was starting to flourish, but then I moved back here in when I was like 13, back to Spokane. So once I started to like establish myself as like a child in a friend group and all that, I had to move, you know, like, and that kind of changed everything. And so I ended up actually dropping out of high school in like 9th or 10th grade. I just kind of stopped going, you know, but that was because I was playing a lot of drums and just, you know, avoiding school and, you know, doing the whole playing drums and smoking pot as a young child.
You had better things to do.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I get it. Can you disclose the naughtiest thing that you can remember doing at school, and what were the repercussions of said naughty thing?
I mean, I wasn't a bad kid in school. Like, the naughtiest things I did was, you know, nothing. Well, actually, the naughtiest things I did was fighting, actually. That would be, you know, like, I wouldn't, you know, some people wouldn't get along with people, and I was one of those kids. I wouldn't get along with some kids. I wouldn't get along with the punks, so I'd end up, you know, we'd get in fights. And so that'd probably be the naughtiest thing I did in school, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fighting.
Yeah. What happened with the fight? Did you get a detention? Did you get expelled or anything like that?
I was never expelled.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been suspended multiple times, but yeah, never was expelled. Thank God.
Okay. Well done. Well done. Awesome. So, when did you first start playing drums?
Well, so I was banging on like pots and pans when I was like 2. So like always grooving to music. Like my family knew like, oh, he likes music, you know. So they just knew at a very, very young age. And so at the age of 7, it wasn't my mom, it wasn't my dad, it wasn't any of my grandparents. It was my second cousin who bought me my first drum set. He didn't have the money. He bought it on a credit card at the time. You know, this is 1997.
Yeah, yeah.
He lived in Brazil with his wife at the time, and he was visiting the States, and he knew that I needed a drum set. No one had bought me a drum set yet, and he said, fuck it. This kid is a drummer. He needs a drum set, and he came up here, and he bought me a drum set on his credit card that, you know. And so at 7, I started actually playing the drums. No lessons, just playing it, would turn on music and play to it, you know.
Wow.
Kind of like what I do on Twitch.
Without getting too deep, what do you think would have happened if that event didn't happen where he got you a drum kit on a credit card? Do you think your life would have, you know, the butterfly effect where you've got this like split highway decision thing?
Definitely. I think that, I mean, just knowing me, like without going into too much, there would be either one of two things would have happened. I would have dove into sports, you know, like some type, you know, I'm very athletic. You know, I like I like physical activity, you know, like the drum, you know, it's very physical. So like it'd either been sports or else being like my family and all that probably would have gone the other way and been like drugs and all that. So it went a good route or a bad route. So I think I took the middle route where it's like I didn't do either. I'm doing music, it's physical, and I'm staying away from bad drugs. So I think I did okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. How old were you when you joined your first band?
Well, I tried for the longest time to say my first band when I was 13, when it was just me and this guitar player, but that wasn't a band. That was just me jamming at a young age and all that. The first real band I actually made was a band. I was 15, and I met one of my best friends still to this day. We met at like a Super Bowl party due to our parents say like, oh, you should meet. There's like, you know, there's these musicians. You guys should link up. You know, it was like, you know, people try to link up other people. That was totally what happened, and it was for the best, obviously. You know, because you know, we met and we jammed the very next day after the Super Bowl, whatever, you know, year that was. I was 15, so, you know, I'm 32 now. That was 17 years ago. Shit. So, but they were older too. So like I was 15, these guys were like 18, you know, so I've always jammed with like older people. Like, I don't know, it's just always been kind of a thing, you know. Now I'm actually jamming with people that are around my age too, you know, older and my age. But, yeah, so 15 was my first band, and I wrote actually a lot of the material too, not just on drums, but on guitar. So that was fun times.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you think... I've been in lots of bands. I played bass for like 15 years. I've got two camps for drummers. I've got ridiculously unreliable, I'm in 48 other bands, and 2 of them are wedding bands, and they're the ones that pay my rent, so all of these other bands can take a back seat. Or, this is the only band I'm in, and I'm kind of reliable, and I want this band to take off. Do you think that you fell into one of those?
I definitely, well, I've fallen into categories of that, but not to that degree. Like, as in, I've been in the category of, oh, I'm in 5 bands at one time, you know, but it was never, me as a musician, I can honestly say I have never been the guy to hold back the band, whether it been my dedication or my time or anything like that. I'm always the one waiting. I'm always waiting on someone else, always.
Yeah.
So I've never been the flaky drummer. It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's only been in recent times that I've been like, I was always first guy in, last guy out, kind of like athletes are, Lately, I'll be late or something like that, but that's not even on purpose. Just it's life, So
Yeah,
it's
man.
like, but
Completely.
I'm still on it. I treat my music, as professional as I can, So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
um,
It's your release, your outlet.
yeah. But I've
Fantastic.
been in working bands too, The only working band I've been in, like, most of the bands I'm in is basically, it's passion, where
Yeah.
I was in a country rock band for a bit where that was for like a gig for money and all that. And so but that didn't really take away from it took away from another band that wasn't really doing anything, so.
Yeah, I get that. So, Twitch. That's how I met you. I had a think about this earlier, and I genuinely don't know where I found your channel. And that seems to be the story for a lot of people that I watch on Twitch. But I'm kind of glad that I think it's raids. I think it's when people
Probably.
raid into other people, and I start following them. Because I've seen some people go up by like 200 followers when they get raided. Because everyone's just like, oh, it's a party, oh my god, who's this person? So, what made you start Twitch?
I think it was my ex-girlfriend that it was my best friend and my ex-girlfriend at the time got me into like the idea of like you should live stream and all that. And yeah, I can't exactly remember what made me do it, but then as soon as I started like watching Twitch, I was like, okay, like I can do this. Like
Yeah.
this is my place, entertaining music, so I can't remember how and who exactly got me into it, but as soon as I dove in, I just knew that I was going to be, it was going to be consuming my life, which it now is, and which I'm thankful for, because like we set this up. When did we set this up? This was a long time ago. This is what, November 14th now.
Yeah.
We set this up what, January? Maybe.
I reckon it was January or February. I'm gonna
I was
give
gonna
the
say
people.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give the people of YouTube. If you're not subscribed, go over to YouTube and subscribe. This is my schedule so far for next year. I don't know if you can see it very well, but essentially,
Oh, it's a white screen.
yeah,
for me.
it just doesn't stop. Basically, it just goes on and on and on. I'm currently booked up until May next year because I am trying to be as consistent as physically possible with this because I love doing it, and the idea of me losing guests.
Well, what I'm saying
terrifies
is
me.
you've grown and I've grown as
Yeah,
well.
man.
Like when you asked me to do this, I probably
Yeah.
had like a very, very, very small following. Not that I have some gigantic following now, but I mean compared to when you asked me.
I think you were probably on 3,000 or 4,000 followers, maybe.
I don't even think I was. If it was January, I think I was like maybe 1,000, maybe
Yeah.
2,000, and now I'm 7,200.
72. Yeah.
Which it blows me away
Yeah, man.
for Twitch. I feel like that's a good amount of people, for the amount of time, and for I'm not anybody that has like a name behind myself, like I don't have like some, oh, he's this guy from this movie or this band, and everyone knows about him, so he has a large following on other social medias or whatever. Like this is purely organic, and like you were saying, that's how you and everyone else has found me, is through raids, through Twitch. Like
Yeah.
raids is a great way for networking and connecting and all that. So very thankful that Twitch has that.
Yeah, man. I think in air brackets, my success is just being consistent as hell. Recording every single Monday from October 2020 until today. I haven't stopped. I've just been digging and digging and digging. And I think that's something that we can relate to Twitch as well. Because if you don't follow your schedule, people are just going to find someone else to watch. And unfortunately, that is the honest, brutal truth that we all face as online content creators. So, how have you managed to keep your schedule so structured?
Well, for one, it's not exactly a great schedule, as in like I don't have set times
Yeah.
when I stream, but the consistency that I have is that I pretty much stream every day, like pretty much, whether it's super late or at a little bit earlier time. I pretty much stream every day, and I've kind of fit into this niche time of a later time. Like, I don't stream. I live on the West Coast, of the United States. So when I'm throughout the day, everyone and their mom is on Twitch, seemingly, from at least what I follow and all that. And there's a lot of American streamers that are on throughout the daytime, and I don't go live until a little bit after that. It's about when the East Coast is going to bed, when I kind of go live and all that. So I'm streaming for a lot of people in other countries and all that, as much as I'm streaming for Americans. And so I found this time that I kind of like, where I don't know, I feel like I've been able to develop more of a following because of when I stream, because I'm not streaming when a lot of other people that would be watching me or could be watching me are watching other streams, if that makes, like,
You've
at least that's how I felt. And I've totally carved my own time slot, and I'm going to get in some earlier streams for people that aren't able to watch me super late, but I mean, I know that's helped my success, as in I've stayed pretty much live every day at almost the same times, late West Coast times,
Without affecting your mental health, do you have your Twitch live count on as a content creator rather than a guest?
Do I have it like on, like, what do you mean?
So when someone's watching you, do you hide that counter? So if, say, 48 people are watching you, do you know that?
Yes, I do. I have the viewer count on. I do see that. But I feel like I honestly can. I feel like a lot of streamers, like, and of course this is just speaking for myself and from what I feel, assumptions. But I feel like a lot of people have that number, and they read too much into it. Where I'm not, when I stream, I only read that number purely for the fact of I read it like, you need to, like, if you're hosting a room, you need to know who you're speaking to. Like, as in, are you speaking to 2 people or are you speaking to 200? If you're speaking to 200, you need to open up your voice, like speak loud and to everyone, not just, to one person, because not everyone's going to feel included. I recognize that. So that's why I have it on. It's purely, it's not like it's, some people, I think it needs to be feeding their ego, or it's like, oh, I have 100 people watching me. Yes, no, I don't need that for that. It's purely for a information of, okay, how am I conducting my business right now? It's if you're able to look at it like that, as in, like, how am I presenting my show and who am I presenting it to, I think it helps.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely bang on. I know a lot of people that start Twitch that get obsessed with that number, and then so there's a couple of comedians I watch on Twitch. They'll tell a joke and their live count will go up from 10 to 38, and then it will go down again to 20, and they'll be like, what did I do to get the 38? And they'll be constantly chasing the dragon. And I think long term that can really fuck you up, to be completely honest, that you're always performing, especially with Twitch as well, man. It's like a long form way of media. It's not a 5-minute YouTube video. It's, like, you stream for what, 8 to 10 hours a day?
I think my average stream is honestly at least 4 or 5,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay.
Um, some streams I'll do 3 or 4, some streams I'll do 7 or 8, but the average stream for me is 5,
Okay.
give or take.
Yeah. So eventually, especially when you're consistent, this mask that people put on as performers, it will start slipping, and you will eventually be the person that you actually are. Whereas I think a lot of people fake it till they make it on Twitch and YouTube and podcasts and all that sort of stuff, where everything's perfect, and then you sit down and have a 3 hour long conversation with someone, and you find out actually it's not as perfect as what you first perceived. But yeah, I'm just curious about the live viewer count, because I think that sometimes that can be a real asset to you. Sometimes that can be a real constantly checking the views on your YouTube video sort of could be a bit toxic.
The thing I could say, speak on that real quick, is that it's not the numbers you need to worry about, it's the words and the interaction of the people you need to worry about or be focused on. I think that's um what keeps people coming back to my stream is the interaction, and that's what
Yeah.
keeps me going back to other people's streams. Like, you
Yeah.
want that, it's live, you want that interaction as much as, oh, you can subscribe and make an alert go off or use some channel points to make something happen or make the streamer do something. No, you want that live interaction of being able to be like, hey, I'm talking to you and you're
Yeah.
going to talk back to me, just like how we're talking right now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do that on Twitch. You can only do that through words. And so if the streamer isn't interacting with the chat with the words, then it's that kills a lot. And so
Yeah.
I know, like, it's not about the numbers, it's about the interaction. And
Yeah.
so once you nail it with the interaction,
Yeah.
that's where the viewer count's gonna go up.
Yeah, completely. Because there's been a few times where I've come into your Twitch stream and you've gone, "What's up, podcast?" And I'm like, "Yes, he knows I'm in his stream." And I'm pretty chatty on Twitch. I quite like a bit of conversation. There's a lot of lurkers on Twitch, and they're great for the views and they're great for sort of keeping you company. But I like to be right in there, in the mosh pit, the virtual mosh pit.
See, like me, I try to at least like say hi to everyone, that comes in. If they're not, at least, if super interact, like, there's some people that bother my vibe too that come into my stream. So the least I can do is only say hi to them. But I at least try to say hi, because that's, they're there, they're interacting, and so I might as well interact until they ruin until they ruin their chances of hanging out, which I have to deal with that. I have to deal with banning people every now and then, and it's just, it's a vibe thing. It's not like I don't want to exclude anyone from the party, from my party, from someone else's party. It's that, they're ruining mine or someone else's vibe, so we got to deal with that. But I mean, most people are pretty awesome that come into the stream.
Yeah, say if you're streaming to 200 people and 4 of them are being assholes, as you say in America, in Canada.
you typically only get one. You know what I mean? It's everyone's hanging out and having a good time. And then you get one person that comes in. And it's normally like a question, like somebody. It's that's the vibe. Normally people just come in like, hey, how's it going? Hey, I like what you're doing. This is cool. It's like, hey, thanks for hanging out. And then somebody comes in with, what's going on here? And it's like, oh shit, the vibe has changed. This guy is questioning what's happening here. This is not good, once, that's, and questions are fine, but it's some questions and how and when you ask them too.
Of course, crowd control. You got some good mods though, so they're there to shield you, and you're there to be the performer and all that sort of stuff. Last question before we do a quick break. This is a big one. Try and condense this down to 10 minutes if you can, because this is probably the question.
This is the question? Okay.
What do you honestly think of Twitch as a platform?
Well, what I think of it. So I've been on Twitch for a year and a half now. And I was not on it before. I didn't spend any time on it before. So this is purely based off my experience from being on it for the last year and a half, you know. I think personally, I think it's a great platform. I wouldn't be on it and using it as a job if I didn't think it was a good platform. You know what I mean? Like there's like, you know, there's there's a new platform being built every day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, not saying Zoom is a platform, but there's a new app, new platform being built every day. So, I've put my trust in Twitch, you know, and so after being a part of it and watching it, I enjoy it. I'm a consumer of it. You know, I watch Twitch. I subscribe to people. So from what I have seen on the platform, I enjoy it. Of course, everything has its downfalls, you know, or like, you know, every business or platform, whatever. Everything has this bad, just negative, whatever. But I think for me, the good outweighs the bad for sure. Like I've like in recent times, I've had people, you know, there's people that are making the switch from Twitch to YouTube, you know, and they're putting this really bad negative whatever on Twitch, and I think it's they're projecting their own negative whatever's happening in their life onto the platform, like, well, this isn't working for me, so it's simply the platform, I must leave it, you know. And I don't think that's it sometimes, you know. Or most of the time, I think it's purely whatever's happening with the streamer, the content creator, whatever. But so like I enjoy it. I think it's treating me well, and it's only gonna treat me better with the more effort and energy and time and money that I put into it. You know.
Completely. Yeah. So no signs of stopping. Glad that you started.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. If you could change one thing about Twitch, what would you change and why? It can be a technical enhancement, or it can just be some sort of community feature, like clips.
Man, I mean, I've never really thought about this one. Yeah, I mean, maybe just right off the top of my head, maybe if there was some type of better, you know, you use Streamlabs or OBS or all these other programs. There's if they could cut that out, and if it's just purely Twitch that you're streaming using for your OBS and all that, maybe that, you know, I think there are people that do that, but I'm not very computer savvy. I'm the drummer, you know. That's what I know. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a billion things that they can do, but I mean, for what I've been doing, it's been working out for me, you know. And I like the interaction. I like what they've done with like hype trains. You know, they added. You know, it's now not just level 5. It can go to whatever level. I wonder. We'd have to Google what the biggest hype train is, you know, to date. Maybe there's one going for like days. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll have a look in a minute when I send you another email. In terms of technical ability, if you can install Zoom, Mike, and you can join this, then we can chat. And that's all I need from you. So everything else can wait as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, fantastic. Right, we're going to go to a quick ad break. I'm going to send you an email in a second, and then we'll have a look at the biggest hype train. All right?
All right, awesome.
Fantastic. I'll speak to you in a second. Cheers.
Absolute bedlam.
Shanty Spirit, based in Bournemouth, UK. Dorset Botanical Seaweed Vodka. So I met these at Bournemouth Air Show 2 years ago, and I wanted to get them on the podcast, which I've done in the previous episode. and I wanted to speak to them and promote their products because I think they're onto a winner. So this is vacuum distilled for fresher flavours. Lots and lots of different seaweeds go into this amazing vodka. Doesn't taste like the usual stuff that you get from the supermarkets. It's got a bit of a sort of story to it and a bit more of a twist. It's had some awards, and I'm hooking you guys up. If you go to www.shantyspirit.com and you type in the code Bedlam discount for either 20cl or 70cl bottles, then you'll get 10% off your purchase. Shanty Spirit, drink to enjoy, drink responsibly.
Absolute bedlam.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Sorry about that. It was Ukraine and Russia trying to send you spam emails.
It happens.
Trying to intercept our chat.
No, yeah, it didn't want links, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool. Well, we're back. Welcome back.
Yes.
So, whilst you were in a bit of Twitch Zoom purgatory, I've had a look at the biggest Twitch hype train ever. So this was updated 2 months ago, and it's a streamer called Kai Cenat, which is KAICENAT, has reached a level 43 hype train. He gained more than 10,000 subscribers during what's called a 4-hour rush. What?
That's crazy.
Fuck. But you know that this is going to happen, don't you? Once the cap gets taken off, like, someone is going to stress test that feature, aren't they?
Oh, for sure. There
we go.
That's awesome.
There we go. Check out Kai Cenat if you want, I suppose. But more importantly, check out my boy Mike. So, questions. What have I got? So, your band has just started a new Twitch channel. Can you remind me what the band's called? Because I want to say something and I want to make sure it's right.
Still We Rise.
That's it. So, off of the back of you starting a Twitch channel as a band, do you think streaming gives you a real advantage over bands that aren't as tech savvy / online aware as you and your music projects these days, where you could essentially do a gig from home?
So I'm gonna further dive into that question with my answer. So how I look at, like, not only being a band, but, like, you know, just an individual, and it's not just content creation, you know, you don't have to be a content creator online. What I'm going to say is that if you're not digging for gold online, you're not doing what everyone else is doing, if that makes sense. Like, one of my biggest influences, Pat McAfee, former football player, American football player for the NFL. He was a punter. He has his own daily talk show on YouTube. 5 days a week. He's grown a lot. He's a big influence, and that was one of the things. Like, one of his influences was Steve Jobs, and the things that he elaborated on was, if you're, the internet is where everyone is at. That's where the money is at. That's where everyone's at. And so if you're not on the internet, you're not doing anything, And so further in that, if you're not putting your music out there on the internet, no one's going to find it. Back in the day, what was it? You had to tour to a tour. You had to tour all over so you could put your music out there. You don't have to tour anymore. And it makes more sense to, like, yeah, touring does well for you in many ways. Like, you do get to expose your music. People get to see you live. There's that live interaction. There's so much great to touring, but no one's going to go to your tours now if they're not checking you out online first and loving your music online. And so if you're able to do more now, like, we've seen it now, I've seen it firsthand now with these bands like Trivium, Dragon Force, Fallujah. So many bands are on Twitch, and not just on Twitch, they're online putting out more than just their music. They're putting out their lives. They're putting out content. They're putting everything out on the table for everyone to see, and they're enjoying it. It's when reality TV became a thing however long ago, everyone sucked in right away. And so live streaming and the online world of content creation is just another form of reality TV that everyone just wants to be a part of things.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so that's why it does so well. And so bands being able to put themselves out there and stream their content, like as in like whether it's band practice, their live shows or recording or whatever, people are going to love it, and they're going to watch it, and they're going to support that band even more than they would before, because they're getting to feel like they're a part of it.
Completely. Everyone wants to be in a rehearsal room with you nowadays.
Yeah, everyone wants to go backstage, and now with live streaming, you're able to go backstage.
Yeah.
Now people are able to see, like, oh, this is it. Oh, well, that's
Everyone's on their phone.
it's just everyone sitting around, like, yeah.
This is the
Or
worst
just sit around,
catering we've
hang
had.
out, like, oh,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a hike. Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. Should we put a Facebook status to say that we're playing tonight? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a laptop. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think Joe Satriani, when he first started, he got himself in tons and tons of credit card debt. And he was driving this car around, and it was just full of his first album, Engines of Creation. And he literally couldn't give his albums away. He was trying all of the radio stations, he was trying all the record labels. No one wanted to touch him because he was instrumental, and that was one of like the first sort of things. And nowadays, man, like, he can press publish on Spotify and he'll get 3 million monthly listeners. And it is crazy how the distribution has completely shifted. And now we earn the money from touring. Obviously we can translate that to online touring. If people sub to your Twitch and all that sort of stuff, then that will gain the band revenue. So I'm assuming with Still We Rise, that was your idea.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where like I've been doing the same thing over and over, where like I've been playing in these bands that we just play locally. We open up for great bands every now and then, national acts, and that's always good. We get new exposure from that and whatnot, like that. All that stuff's good. But after joining Twitch and seeing the connections and the possibilities that are out there through online, as you know, like it opened up my eyes up completely, and I've been screaming at my bands, like, we got to get on it. We got to get on this train that everyone else is on. We can't, not be. And so it took a while. It took a minute for the band to get warmed up to the fact that it's kind of the route we needed to go. But now that we're diving into like what we're doing, like, they're very excited, and they, like, and everyone all kind of knows, like, they're kind of riding off my coattails up for the Twitch and all that, which that's fine and that's great. I want that, but that just means there's that much more work to put in, because there's a lot for us to do to actually get it going. Still, we've built a room for like a live room for streaming. We got lights and all that. We're dialing in sound. Like, actually tonight we have practice. We're dialing in more sound tonight. And so we're still investing into live streaming. I've invested into my live streaming at home.
Yeah, man.
But we haven't been able to invest in the live streaming for the band yet. We're looking into mics and all that stuff. And whenever we get to the point that where we want to get, the band's live stream will probably be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
where
man.
A lot of people will really, it will be a live concert every week.
Yeah. One of the things I love about Twitch is because people stream on it quite frequently. If you like step outside of someone's sphere for like a month and then you watch them again on stream, and say someone's donated some money or they've gained 20 subs, you'll start seeing the room that they're in will start getting better. Like on YouTube, go on YouTube and please get me to 100 subscribers because I need validation. You'll see Mike's Pokemon behind him, and he's got a little sticker which will plug his merch in a bit because I think the merch is awesome and I love it. You see the incremental growth of the stream, and the whole thing seems to just get better and better and better. Like, if, for example, you need a better microphone, you'll start putting some money aside from Twitch, I assume, or your own personal income. And I just love that, because you see it in real time, sort of, whereas YouTube, someone can not publish a video for 4 months. So, yeah.
I just got done. I'm not sure if you know this. I just got done upgrading this whole room, as in, like, what's in front of me. I'm looking at a brand new table, a brand new PC that I just built. Spent over $4,000 building, 2 brand new monitors. Brand new lazy boy chair.
Right.
I have all brand new equipment paid for by my community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. Well done. That's fantastic.
It took a lot of work, but it's gonna help. It's gonna improve my stream. This month I'm looking into brand new cameras.
Hell yeah. Fantastic. So when you donate to Mega Mike, you're improving his back posture. And that is what it's all about.
That's literally what just happened. So everything was down here. My monitors, everything was lower. So my camera was lower. Everything was lower. So I was hunching over my chair always. Now,
man,
I can sit in my chair properly.
Yeah.
Things are improving.
Absolutely.
A lot.
I love it. I love hearing a success story. Fantastic. Right, we're going to segue a little bit into a game that me and you love. We occasionally send gifts on it. It's Pokemon Go. So, in real time, let's quickly check if Mike has opened my gift. Because if you haven't, man, I'm going to shame you right on Absolute Bedlam.
You're going to shame me because I haven't been playing it. So, before Twitch, I worked a job where I was a vendor in the grocery stores. I would go store to store and help out. And so within doing that, Pokemon Go was the game for me because,
Absolutely.
the only way to get forward in that game is by going out and playing, and catching Pokemon and spinning stops and all that. And so, my goal, what also helped me start playing that game whenever I've been playing since day one. What was that? 2016,
man, July.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Wow.
Hell yeah.
My idea was how cool would it be to be in a band touring the States or the world and catching Pokemon while doing it, on your phone, you could, because I just thought that would be cool. And so I still look forward to maybe someday I'm going to be able to do that. But now that I've been streaming and I don't really go anywhere. I don't really play the game, and it's sad, but I play other Pokemon games, obviously.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a sec. Have you got a Pokestop or a gym nearby?
Nearby, yes, but not within distance of home.
Of your house.
No, I've never had that.
I think that's a real game changer. Having
It is.
Keeps your streaks up and it keeps you interacting with the game. Whereas if it's slightly out of your little geofence that you've got, then it's a bit more of a pain. But I love going out for long walks. A couple of months ago I was doing 25 to 30,000 steps a day, and it wasn't just to play Pokemon; it was a bonus. But it's definitely helped my health and stuff.
It's good motivation.
Yeah. And also, there's something you've got to do, Mike, which you've got to go to some sort of Safari Zone or Go Fest.
I know, trust me. I had the chance this year, and I don't remember what exactly stopped me from doing it. But yeah, I really regret it because not only was there like a, I don't know if it was, I don't remember which one it was exactly, but there was something that happened in Seattle,
Mm.
Washington, and that's like 6 hours away from me. Within, I could have drove there, and it would have been worth it. But and there was like multiple Pokemon Go YouTubers that
Yeah,
I
man. Yeah, yeah. They all
watched
get
that were
invited out.
there.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm bummed I missed it.
I think the main thing that happened at Seattle was there was an Ultra Beast released. So I
Yeah,
think it was Buzzwole, maybe.
yeah, yeah. I'm not sure, but I need to get back into it.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my very best friends is still heavily in the game. I'm level 48 and she's 49, I
Oh
believe.
wow, I'm only 42. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, fantastic. So yeah, if you're up for coming to Berlin or something, then we'll meet up. Obviously, I'm from the UK, but we don't really get much. I've had to travel to Germany twice to play it, so but
Hey,
it's really
that's
good
cool.
fun. I describe Pokemon Go to everyone that doesn't play it as the most anti-social social game ever made, because you're literally going on holiday to do this. But it is such a fantastic experience. I recommend it to anyone. Not
It's
sponsored.
it's
So, yeah.
funny how many of my friends enjoy. Yeah, we're like, oh, we're gonna go play Pokemon Go together, and that's all we're doing. We're meeting up to just go stare at our
Yeah,
phones and
it's
all that.
weird,
And it's
isn't
like,
it?
all right, hey, we had fun. See you later.
What a world! What a world! Top three Pokemon outside of Pokemon Go, just any Pokemon at all. Top three.
So my favorite Pokemon of all time, um, it has to be a Gen 1 Pokemon because
Mm-hmm.
I'm an original Pokemon player. I've been
Mm-hmm.
playing since the first gen when I was what, 6 or 7, however old I was. Or maybe 9, or I don't know, however old I was
Yeah.
when it first came out. Mewtwo. Mewtwo is my favorite Pokemon because I just felt like that back in the day, there was like who could defeat Mewtwo, and there
Yeah.
in the movie it was Pikachu. It was like, but it was like anyone who really knew anything till this day, it's like, come on, Pikachu's not gonna beat Mewtwo. No one
Mm.
could beat Mewtwo, in my opinion. But I
Yeah.
mean, like, um, yeah, like Mewtwo's my favorite. Then, so for a second, I only discovered this Pokemon recently, in recent times, after it had already been out for a while. Rillaboom.
Mm.
Rillaboom's the drummer
Of
Pokemon. So
course.
like, how can I not grasp onto Rillaboom?
Of course.
But then for a third, that's a tough one. Like, I mean, I've there's a lot of Pokemon that I really, really enjoy. I've really enjoyed the legendary birds, from the first gen, like
Yeah, man.
Zapdos, things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, Pokemon like Machamp and Golem. Just any
Yeah, man.
first gen. First gen is just where it's at.
Okay. Just potentially harder question on that. Top two types. So
Top two
poison,
types.
fairy, dark, water, etc.,
Even
etc.
though I don't technically have a favorite type because I go back and forth. It's just like, oh, but this Pokemon's cool with this type. I like Pokemon that can learn multiple type moves, of course, because that's the most powerful in my
Yeah.
opinion. But like, I've always grasped onto dragon types, even though they have a lot of weaknesses. I like dragons. I think dragons are badass. But then also fire types, like I mean, fire is just cool. So,
Yeah, man.
um, dragon and fire.
I was debating asking that, but a lot of your streams where you break Pokemon cards, you say to the stream, you say to the chat, what energy card am I going to get? And literally, I've seen it, man. Like 200 people are like, Dark Poison, Water Fairy. I'm like, fucking hell, that's so many people. Like, it's such a nice equalizer, if that makes sense. Of like, everyone knows what you're about to pull out of the card. And I imagine you've just got like a stack of energy cards that you just can't do anything with.
I got a pretty big Pokemon collection, and that I've built in just the last couple of years. I've had Pokemon cards before, but I've been rebuilding it in the last few years, and yeah, it's like it's right over here in my other room, and it's
Yeah.
I just have stacks upon stacks when I also have some already boxed up and all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have a pretty big collection of commons and rare
Yeah.
cards.
Isn't one of your channel point redeems to open a pack?
Yep, yep.
So
And so like you said earlier, like what am I known for and all that. And so like now I've become known as, Pokemon's been associated with me and my channel and all that, in which that, I really purely just added that for the fact of being able to have something else that I know other people would enjoy, something that I know I enjoy, that something would, that would help connect people. Like, yeah, like I like watching these music streams where it's like it's purely about the music, but like I think that's kind of something that people like about me and my channel is that it's not just music. There's other things other than music,
yeah.
and um, I mean, Pokemon's not for everyone, but I mean, um, people are able to hang out and enjoy the time enough to where they're getting into the Pokemon, in one
Yeah, I
way,
get it.
shape, or another, which is
Very
really cool.
accessible. Very accessible, and it gives you a break off the kit as well. There
Yeah,
was
that's what I need.
there was one stream that I think I had to go do something else because sometimes I can like dedicate like 2 to 3 hours on Twitch, and sometimes I'm just popping in to say hi and I'm off. There
Oh yeah.
was a thing you were doing on your Switch. I think it was Sword and Shield, or it was something like that, and you were just repeating this Palkia battle over and over, and you were trying to get the shiny. Is that right?
Yep,
Did you
yep.
get it?
No.
Was it like 40,000 attempts or something insane?
No, no, not that much.
Yeah,
Probably at least 1,000.
yeah. You're just doing it over and over and over. I was like, man, this guy's got some serious patience. I would have
That
thought.
there are streamers that that's purely what their streams are. Is just
What?
purely shiny
Yeah,
hunting.
yeah. Nuzlocke, is that what it's called?
No, that's like Nuzlocke is where there's like certain rules
Yeah,
that apply where it's like super hard mode. That's
yeah, man.
it's where like there's that, and then there's like there are hunters where they just go and they're just trying to find a shiny,
Yeah,
because a
yeah.
shiny, the
They're
rates
rare.
are one
Yeah,
in however many
yeah, yeah.
hundred, if not thousand.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, kudos to you for putting up with however many you did, because it takes a lot to keep people entertained whilst doing that. So, congrats to you. Fantastic.
It's hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some quick fire questions. Let me just grab them 2 seconds.
Quick fire.
Just say the first thing that comes into your head. It's kind of like therapy, but it's free. It's on me, all right?
Oh man,
So I'm gonna hold some ink
been a
blots
while.
up. You're gonna say the first thing that comes into your head, but not really.
It's been a while. All right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
So in America / Canada, I'm aware that you have these things called Kinder eggs. So they're like chocolate eggs with a toy inside.
Okay.
So, in your experience, if you've ever had one, do you think that they are a delicious treat with a toy inside as a bonus? Or do you think that you just throw the chocolate away and you just get to the toy inside?
For me, it's normally about the chocolate.
Fair enough, fair enough. Baby Bell or cheese string?
Um, cheese string.
Cheese string. Love that. What else have we got? Camping in a tent or a static caravan for 1 week?
Like a static caravan, like a van,
Yeah, like a camper van.
um, camper van all the way.
Camper van.
Even though tent's okay.
Yeah, well, you're a musician, so you're probably used to staying in some sort of van when you go on tour
No,
and
I'm
that
used
sort
to
of stuff.
staying in tents. I've never been on tour.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. The next time you come on tour, we'll get you back on and we'll share some experiences. All right. Living in a city or living in the countryside?
City. I'm a city
City.
boy.
Okay. Chocolate or sweets?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Bath or shower?
Much as I love a hot tub, I'd take long showers.
Long showers. Love that. Mornings or evenings? Which do you find yourself more productive in?
More productive in the mornings, but I'm never there.
Yeah. Well, it's morning for you now, isn't it? So
It is. I had to go to bed at a decent time, which I
wow.
barely did. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but like I'm good. I'm good for the day.
Dedication.
Today made it to where I could get stuff done today. I have
Yeah,
a big
man.
day.
Dedication. I love it. Thank you very much for doing that.
Hell yeah.
Mint choc chip or chocolate orange?
Mint chocolate chip or orange?
Chocolate orange.
Chocolate orange. I don't think I've ever had chocolate orange.
Oh wow. Okay. Mint choc chip then.
I guess I gotta go with mint. Just
There you
slight mint though. Just slight. I don't want it too minty. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So if Mike ever comes over to the UK, guys, we have to provide him with some sort of chocolate orange.
Yeah, never have had it.
There we go. Do a reaction video or something on it. I don't know what you, whatever you want to do. Favorite animal and favorite animal noise.
Favorite animal and favorite animal noise? I mean, God, I really like just basically all animals. But if I had to have a favorite,
Or Pokemon.
no,
Done that already.
it's gotta be an animal. Like I
Yeah.
think animals are pretty bad at. Like I don't know, elephants are pretty up there for me.
Yeah, they're
Elephants
cool.
are pretty incredible. Favorite animal noise?
Yeah.
Definitely those. God, is it? What are those? Is it a walrus that make those crazy guttural sounds?
Yeah.
Like I've seen videos where they're in like not like maybe SeaWorld or wherever, where they have these like walruses and those
Enclosures. Yeah.
giant whatever they are, but
Yeah.
they make these
I know what you mean.
sounds, very very deep demon guttural vocal sounds that are it's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Could potentially get them in a metal band.
Yeah, no, there's you look it up. There's YouTube
Sure there
videos on
is.
it. They're
Sure there is.
they're funny. They're great.
Fantastic. This is a pretty long quickfire question, so just bear with me. You've done something wrong, Mike. You're going to jail. But the clause is you get $10,000 for every day, every 24 hours you're in this jail. However, it's a maximum security jail and anything could happen to you at any time. Would you be willing to risk your life for $10,000 a day? And you can get out whenever you want.
I mean, if the question is yes or no, yes. The question is how, or the
How
matter
long?
of fact is how long. It's really, I mean, it's circumstantial. Like
It is.
I feel like I can dodge my way out of danger and not as of like a tough guy sense or I'm like sneaky or sly. It's just I feel like I'm nice enough to where no one will really try to cause me harm. So I think I could get away with it for quite some time until someone wanted to try to, fuck my vibe up.
Yeah. So the second
I
you
mean,
get that
I'd say-
feeling, you're out.
Yeah, I think I could at least last at least a week or two,
There we go.
as long as no one was really causing me problems.
I need to pitch this idea to Netflix, man. It's starting to get a bit crazy. Everyone that I've ever had on as a guest.
Don't they already have that though?
Probably. I'm not surprised at this point.
There's a show. No, there's a show. I don't watch it, but I've seen it before where they take somebody, they put him in a jail, like a crazy maximum security jail,
Yeah.
and they're on everyone, they know, like the jail know they're being filmed, but they don't know that there's one guy that is not actually supposed to be there. They're just
Okay.
they're just a guy, you know. They're either an actor or else just an average Joe that has like some normal job, and they're not supposed to be there. They're just trying to last. They're, you know, they try
Yeah.
to make up some story like, oh, they did this, you know, and they were why they're here, and so always ends up being weird because like they're actually lying, you know, and then these criminals, they're liars themselves, so they know when a guy is lying, and so it's like
Yeah.
there's something up with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They never, I don't think they typically last like the 30 or 60 days that they try to last for like the show.
Right. Fair enough. I'll have to check that out.
It's, yeah, it's a thing.
Fantastic. So, Mike, you've recently got merch. We're done with the quick fire questions now. That was a crazy couple of minutes. Would you like to plug it? And would you like to plug anything and everything about Mega Mike?
Yeah. Let's see. So I do not currently have a merch store online, but I do have like a bunch of merch that I personally sell for anyone that contacts me via, you know, however people are contacting me, you know, whether it's they're on Discord. I have a Discord that people join. People can contact me on Twitch, of course. People can contact me on Instagram. I don't think there's is there a I don't think there's a contact way on YouTube. But
Probably
you know,
comments.
that's how, yeah, like comments, you know, can
Yeah.
direct somebody to like a way to contact me, you know, if it's, you know, I get, you know, if it comes down to the wire, you know, I can do email, but I mean, you know, most of it's, you know, just a private sale through like Discord, Instagram, something like that. I do have Facebook, but you know, most of that. But so I have like shirts, I have hats and beanies, I have stickers, patches, pins. I have a bunch of, you know, knickknacks and all that, but the sizes of shirts are limited and all that because I only had like a limited run. But I do have some merch and I'm getting some more. So yeah, that's the merch. The social medias that I would like to plug would be, of course, the Twitch. You know, everything's at Mega Mike Drummer. If you're gonna find me anywhere, it's gonna be Mega Mike Drummer. So, you know, there's Twitch, Mega Mike Drummer. There's the YouTube, Mega Mike Drummer. I'm on Instagram at Mega Mike Drummer. I'm on TikTok, Mega Mike Drummer. I did not think I was going to join TikTok, but I did just to, you know, if this is my job being a content creator, then I have to be on all the outlets.
Yep.
So I'm trying to reach 1,000 followers on there so then I can go live on there to funnel in more people on Twitch and or YouTube. But yeah, so those are the main social medias: the TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Twitch. I do have a Facebook and a Twitter, but those don't, you know.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, I do have those. The other thing I would promote would be my band Still We Rise. We just put out a brand new single on Spotify and iTunes and all the platforms for that. Like I know the main thing is Spotify and iTunes and YouTube. So we have it covered on all those. But there's other platforms where you can find our new single, We Are Beyond. Like I think even Napster is still a thing. I think you could find our song on Napster, I believe. But we only have the one song out right now. We have more songs coming out here in the next couple months. But yeah, you can find us also on YouTube at Still We Rise Official. So yeah, those are the social media platforms that I can plug.
Awesome. I love your artwork, by the way, on Still We Rise. That was cool.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was just something we found that we're like, this fits, I think.
Fantastic. Any questions for me? We've got about 6 minutes left, and then I'm going to leave you to your day. Anything you want?
Let's see. So, how well, no, not how. What is the range of people that you interview? Because I believe I've seen a few. I've watched a few clips of different episodes. Like, I feel like you have a wide range of people you have talked to, whether it be a
Completely.
musician or like an actor or this and that. Like I feel
Yeah.
like you kind of talk to everyone.
So I have problems switching off. I really struggle to relax. And during COVID, I got very, very bored. And primarily, I'm a musician. So I needed to have some sort of outlet. I needed to speak to people. I needed to make sure that everyone was okay and that I was providing a mouth to say that everyone's going to be alright. We'll get through this. Obviously, 2 years later, we eventually got through it. So I just started doing this and speaking to my friends. I got a motivational speaker on at the very start called Chris Greenfield. And then I just started emailing people. I just started emailing everyone that I had any connection with at all. Game developers, musicians, just anyone, man. Like people that I look up to, mentors. It just went absolutely nuts. Talking about fitness, talking about going to the gym. Like, what are we going to do now that all the gyms have closed? And it's just been nuts, man. I've been doing this for 2 years straight, and I've had Billy Sheehan on. I've had Brendan from Wheatus on. MC Lars. I started just throwing stuff out there, man. Just if people don't reply to me, they don't reply to me. But if they do, then fantastic. So to answer your question, it's absolute bedlam. It's variety. It has to be variety for me, otherwise I'll just end up interviewing musicians over and over and over, and you start going through the motions and you start sort of sitting there like this, do you know what I mean? And I have to keep myself engaged, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Loving it.
Well, in questions you may ask someone else may, spark something that you would ask someone else in a different field,
Yeah. Completely.
So, yeah, I like that.
Just got to keep going, man. That's the secret.
Keep going, have variety, keep
and
building.
Also, if you can find guests that care as much as you do about your thing, and you just create this virtual handshake, you're onto a winner. Because
oh yeah,
no one is going to care more about your content than you. But if other people can help you push it and other people can amplify your voice, you're absolutely onto a win-win situation.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. Appreciate you for coming on. We'll have to have a catch up at some point in the future. I'll try not to keep you waiting for 9 months next time, because schedule's gone fucking bananas, dude. But thank you so much. I'll see you on Twitch soon. And if you need anything from me, I'm a DM away, alright?
Dude, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. Cheers, guys, for checking this out. Currently on 83 YouTube subscribers, so if we can get that to 100, that would make me a very, very happy boy. If you are checking this out on Spotify, please rate this 5 stars and give me the validation that I feel like I deserve. Cheers, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers, Mike. Take care.
Cheers.
Absolute bedlam.
Wild Hair UK. Wild Hair are based in Hampshire, and they make amazing beard oil and beard balm care products for all of your masculine needs. So we've got Rose, which is patchouli, bergamot and sweet orange flavour. So we've got quite a lot going on here. Really nice, smells really good, and you can tell that this is made by a chef. So Chef Ollie Moore has been in the business of catering for 18 years, and he's taken his love of the kitchen and he's put it into these products. We've also got Joanna, which is amber, leather, orange and raspberry profile. Smells incredible. Everyone I've sent samples to, and everyone that's experienced this in person has gone, bloody hell, that's really nice. It's not just generic stuff from the shops. CPSR certified, and it's also known as confidence in a box. So I use this myself. It smells really good. Couldn't be happier with the results. So I've hooked you up. Go to wildhairuk.co.uk and use code BEDLAMUK at checkout for 15% off the products.
Absolute bedlam.